You have to understand how you go from lying on your back to fully standing,
That's
from
right.
lying on your tummy to fully standing. How does
Exactly.
that happen? And all the options in between.
Yes. And one thing I tried in the was also to show the chains in their concentric eccentric function as you're going through the plan movement pattern, because it really helps you know what is lengthening, what is shortening. The fact that that in crawling, for example, you have both posterior canister and anterior canister fixed points to which the phasic limbs are pulling
Hmm.
themselves. And then you have the peripheral fixed points to which the body is moving either towards or away from. And this is happening simultaneously all through
Good
the
God.
program.
Yeah.
And if
Makes me.
you
It
if
is. Yeah.
you if you can imagine it, if you can see it, it starts to give you an understanding of movement analysis and helps you to go, what do I want as a real fixed point? Because there are times when, for example, the canister fixed points don't disappear just because you're turning. It's just that the vector passes right through them onto the shoulder. If I'm turning to the right, let's say, that vector of pulling the phasic arm to the opposite downside hip passes through what in crawling is a fixed point on the canister.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Is an
disappear.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, it transmits the force instead of being an end to that force, but it's still there, and it's playing a coordination role in the force transmission and balancing the forces that are going through the canister. So it's really important that we see the complexity and the simplicity of these relationships at the same time, and try to explain it to the patient or to the no um, to our
Students.
doctors and students, so that they themselves can expand their repertoire of exercises and instruction, because when you have an idea of what this is, you can instruct the patient better with fewer words as to what they need to do.
Well, and it goes again, that goes back to kind of what you said earlier, where if you have an understanding of where the support should be felt, then in one sense, you could almost rely on the fact that if they are actively supporting there, the coordination, the muscle chain will function.
Mm-hmm.
And we are more confident that it will function correctly because you've already kind of sussed out other things prior to
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
putting them in the position. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just if you didn't know where the support point for the chain was in this position,
Mm-hmm.
now it is going to be a problem. You
It's
don't know
going
what
to
to
be a
say.
problem.
You
Yeah.
don't know how to instruct the patient. You don't know where to
Mm-hmm.
tell them to feel things
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and things like that.
So it's been it's interesting.
Well, it should be a
Um,
fun time in California then in
I
February.
hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
Um,
so.
Let me
Um,
mark this is another thing. Okay. Um, why don't we talk a little bit about what you think is the definition of rehabilitation? Now,
oh,
what is
okay.
rehabilitation?
So as always, give me a pause, because when someone asks me about definition, I always go and get a dictionary definition first, because
Okay.
that is the basis. If you give your own personal definition, it doesn't carry shit. So first of all, let me just do that, and then we'll go off that, and then we can
Mhm.
talk. Okay. So rehabilitation. 。
I'll ask you the question again.
Okay, wait one moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To me, okay, let me, we can start.
Yep. So I thought I would ask, what is your definition of rehabilitation? What is the definition of rehab?
So, first of all, let me read out to you what the WHO definition of rehabilitation is, because that is the standard by which we measure what we will talk about. And it
Okay.
says rehabilitation is defined as a set of interventions designed to optimize function and to reduce disability in individuals with health conditions in interaction with their environment. That is rehabilitation is defined.
Sounds good to me,
It's
actually.
very good.
It sounds
That's
pretty
why
good.
that's why I wanted to read it out and we give you an impartial basis. Rehabilitation can then be any part or of this whole process because it is a process. It means that for me, rehabilitation then is to optimize function through a particular process of restoring the ability of the brain to access original movement patterns, maximize the quality of afference input, and thereby give the organism or the person the maximum possibility of functioning in his or her environment through the activities of daily living that she or he usually performs or is expected to perform. So,
Beautiful. That sounds pretty good too. It's a
well,
very
it's
good off
a
the cuff.
detail. Yeah, it's just a detailed version, but it means that we are within a spectrum where you can concentrate on any stage of this and be within the rehabilitation process. And it
Where do
is
you
really,
I mean, where do you think where do
I,
you lie
I
personally?
lie more in the beginning of restoring the basic abilities. I don't rehabilitate a golfer to golf. I do not rehabilitate a tennis player to tennis playing. What I think I do is to rehabilitate the patient to a functional level where they can train and specialize again with the maximum potential in these areas that they want to excel in. And it
Yeah.
could be from sports to work requirement or to find a compensation after a significant injury or disease. So,
If
what
you
I want,
enjoyed this conversation and want to hear more like it, then please like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can also stay up to date on our latest seminars on our social media pages on Instagram and Facebook at IMTR Seminars.